Welcome, history teachers, to my presentation titled Multiliteracies, the Future of History. Today I'm going to be explaining what multiliteracies is and how it can best be used in history. Now, multiliteracies is an approach to pedagogies which expands literacies beyond text-based reading and writing. It is a new way of looking at literacies in the modern era, which considers the massive effect that globalization, technology, and increasing social and cultural diversity have on education. There is now an increasingly vast array of forms of literacy, hence the multi and multiliteracies. These forms of literacy are rapidly changing in a kind of literacy morphology, as Cole and Pullen describe it, unique to the technological era. Multiliteracies came to be way back in 1996 when the New London Group coined the term. It arose as a useful term to give sense to the ways in which literacy practice is colliding with new technological modes of representation and shifting heterogeneous demographics. In other words, literacies and the way we teach and learn literacies have changed drastically along with society. In their paper, A Pedagogy of Multiliteracies, the creators describe the multiplicity of communications channels and increasing cultural and linguistic diversity in the world today call for a much broader view of literacy than portrayed by traditional language-based approaches. Moreover, negotiating the multiple linguistic and cultural difference in our society is central to the pragmatics of the working, civic, and private lives of students. In other words, diversity has become increasingly important in keeping education relevant. This brings us to multimodality, which most of you use already in the form of multimedia presentations. This is the simultaneous processing of various forms of literacies. These could be linguistic, visual, oral, spatial, and gestural. Using multimodality has been shown to improve learning outcomes. So how and why should you use multiliteracies in history? Well, first, as historians, we are well aware of the impacts that major technological shifts and changes have throughout history. For example, the printing press or the Industrial Revolution. These events resulted in winners, losers, and drastic change. We know that trying to fight these major changes is a futile exercise. Rather, it's better to embrace change and be versatile in order to survive and flourish. This ethos applies to the digital age which we are currently living through. We should look at the digital age with its immense changes as a way to further our craft and improve the relevancy of what we teach along with the changing times. It also makes learning constructivist and experiential, ways of learning which invoke higher order thinking. Now, I'm going to go through some of the many different literacies that have emerged with the digital age. These are podcasts, games, virtual reality, Web 2.0, and film editing. First, podcasts. These can be listened to by students or even created. Listening can greatly increase students' content knowledge. Podcasts like Hardcore History, Revisionist History, and The Dollop cover much curricular content from varying angles in entertaining and well-informed ways. In creating a podcast, students can increase their digital literacy while presenting content in a creative, experiential manner. You could have them recreate a historic speech, dialogue, or even event collaboratively or individually. Next, gaming. Gaming is a tricky one as we need to implement it carefully and naturally. We shouldn't use it just for fun, nor should we remove all fun aspects in trying to stay on topic. In saying that, if done well, gaming is great for independence of thought, practicing historical methodology, and critical thinking. There are plenty of simulation games out there with educational value like Civilization, the Total War series, or Minecraft. Virtual reality. This is likely to explode in the next few years according to the Horizon Report of 2019. It poses both massive opportunities and challenges to history educators. They're currently expensive but getting less and less so. A good example of the educational potential of virtual reality is Google Cultural Institute, where students can walk around a museum and view exhibits from their computer in an immersive and experiential manner. While virtual reality is limited at the moment, future possibilities are only limited by our imagination. Next, film editing. As many of you know, this is a great way of getting students to improve their digital literacy, using software and hardware while practicing historical skills and history-specific goals. As Sewell and Denton explain, the diverse, multimodal means of creating, sharing, and comprehending involved in filmmaking represent a unique learning opportunity. Students could reenact historical events or present historical investigations in a collaborative, creative manner. Finally, Web 2.0, when controlled, is a relevant and familiar way to engage students in contemporary communication methods. Web 2.0 modes of information sharing have been seen to enhance communication and improve educational outcomes. It can be used to combine and share any of the previous literacies or for students to share what they have designed with each other and the teacher. To conclude, this presentation explained multiliteracies, a useful response to the immense educational challenges posed by digital age technology. I've shown you how literacies have changed to suit contemporary times, not to mention how they can be used in history. It has been seen that schools continue to favour traditional texts. It is my hope that our faculty lead the way in embracing the changes of the digital age for our students' ultimate benefit. Thank you for watching.